Haruto is a shut-in who prefers staying in his dark room because he always gets bullied. He has stopped having any plans for his future. One day suddenly, Haruto's phone starts glowing and a beautiful goddess with beautiful milk melons greet him. She says that he has been selected to be reincarnated, meaning Haruto must have died in that gloomy room. The goddess offers to give him overpowered magic in this new life, so he must live his life to the fullest. Haruto agrees while thinking that life to the fullest for him means binging anime and games all day long. He knows he's a degenerate, and he likes it. He just wants to live a lazy fantasy life. Well, we'll see about that. He has to start his life as a baby, and he is born to the king and queen of that land, even bearing the royal insignia on his left chest. The king and queen are really happy to have such a healthy boy. Next, they do the magic assessment. Haruto's father is the king, and his mother is someone who defeated the demon king. They expect a high level from him, like 40 or 50, but he only gets 2. That's it. And he has no elemental magic and can only use barrier magic. The king and the queen are utterly horrified, and their first response is to tell everyone that their son died. Haruto is shocked at this style of parenting. Welcome to your fantasy world, kiddo. Meanwhile, the goddess is panicking upstairs because this world can measure magic levels only up to 2 digits. But she went overboard and set Haruto's level to 1002, which is why the king and queen only saw the 2 at the end. Meanwhile, Haruto has been left in the forest with no way out. He can think normally like an adult, but his baby strength is not enough to get him out of the blanket. So he tries the barrier magic, which he's supposed to be good at. It's really easy for him, because of his high level, and he can do all sorts of things with it, like changing shapes, adding color, etc., etc. He just doesn't know he's actually at a very high level, so he puts himself in one of these cubes and makes himself float. Haruto hopes that nothing will attack him. Suddenly, a giant wolf attacks him. Thankfully, his barrier is too strong for it, so it does not break. Haruto creates lots of cubes and throws them at the wolf, but it does little damage. So, he uses the cubes to literally uproot the trees around them, which he uses to crush the wolf. But the wolf gets up again. So, Haruto lifts an entire freaking ecosystem to crush it, but the wolf quickly surrenders. And it turns out to be a woman, judging from its voice. The wolf talks to him, but Haruto can't talk back. So he creates a cube that can convert sound and puts it in his throat. Now he can talk, and the wolf is shocked. She says that she can sense mana in him that far exceeds normal humans. She asks him if he's the reincarnation of the demon lord. Haruto has no plans of saying that he was a loser in his previous life, so he says, "Yes, I am the demon lord." The wolf is shocked and says that Haruto can kill her now, but Haruto thinks it's too excessive and spares her. The wolf is amazed by the demon lord's generosity and vows her loyalty to him. Since she is from a species called the Flame Fenrirs, Haruto gives her a new name, Flay. But suddenly Haruto falls to the ground. He is facing a major issue that cannot be solved by barrier magic. He wants breast milk cuck. Seriously, remember that he's just a one-day-old kid? He tells his situation to Flay, who does something about it. She turns into a human, a very naked human. Haruto realizes how hot she is, so he asks her to put on some clothes. He converts a barrier in stretchable spandex and covers her with it, making her even more hot. Flay offers to give Haruto her milk, but for that, she needs to be pregnant. And for that, she needs Haruto's seed within her. Oh, this is getting weird now. Haruto quickly denies her and Flay becomes a little sad and apologizes for being too excited. Suddenly, they hear someone approaching them, so Haruto creates 2 cubes that can transfer their thoughts. It turns out to be a jacked warrior wearing full-body armor. Except for the most important part, that is the head. He says that he's here for the baby, being Haruto. But Flay refuses to hand him over as she's given her loyalty to him. The man says that he's a relative of the baby and he can back here to save him. He's also brought breast milk for him. Haruto happily tells Flay to take the milk, but Flay does not listen to him, and instead gets offended because she herself can't make breast milk right now. He says that his own child died right after birth. He knows that Haruto was abandoned because of his low mana level, but he does not care about that as he believes all humans should have the chance to live. Flay melts after hearing the story and starts to cry. The man then offers to take in Flay as his attendant, because that way, she can watch over Haruto. The man smashes Haruto's basket and pours some blood over it to make it look like Haruto was killed. 9 years later, Haruto has now grown up under the care of the man and his family. The man's name is Margrave, and he's a nobility as well with his own nice castle. Haruto had planned to leave Margrave's home after he was not dependent on breast milk, but the kindness in the family made him stay. However, Margrave's daughter, Charlotte, seems to dislike him, but she's really happy with Flay. Charlotte asks to play with Flay, but she refuses, saying she only does things for Haruto. So Haruto tells her to play with Charlotte. The two girls play in the garden, and Charlotte seems really happy to be with her compared to being with Haruto. Charlotte's mother tells him to not let it bother him, saying that Charlotte is probably shy only because she doesn't know how to act around boys of her age. She suggests that he can prove to be a good brother by doing something special for her. But Haruto doesn't know what to do as he sucks at social settings. Haruto wonders if he should just leave, but then Flay would come with him, and that would make Charlotte hate him even more. For the past 9 years, he has planned to leave without making anyone sad, so he has been perfecting barrier magic to create a clone that looks and feels exactly like him. But he has not been able to make it move and talk yet. And then he realizes that if he's going to leave without making anyone sad, he needs to make a Flay clone as well. Later, Margrave calls him to give him his first sword training, saying that he has a low mana level, so he needs to perfect other skills. Haruto tries to weasel his way out of it, saying that he's improving on other fields by learning about ancient magic. Margrave is impressed that he's looking at other options, but he still commands Haruto to learn swordsmanship. Margrave is a seasoned warrior known as the Earth-Shattering Warhammer. So Haruto puts a shield around himself and uses it to launch himself at Margrave and attack him. Margrave dodges, but Haruto creates a huge hole in the ground, shocking Margrave. Next, Margrave launches his own attack, but Haruto uses the barrier to jump really high and dodge the attack. Margrave is amazed at Haruto's attack and dodging, saying that there's something impossible for someone under level 30. Haruto is also shocked at himself. Remember guys, Haruto himself does not know that his actual level is 1002. Once, he created a testing crystal that could see up to 3 digits, but even then he got 002. The highest ever level in history had a level of 77. So, he's sure that his own level is not in the thousands. Oh, if only he knew. Margrave also thinks that Haruto might have a special hidden skill, but for now, he pushes Haruto to become a better swordsman. Charlotte witnesses the whole thing. That night, Margrave tells his wife that Haruto might be a reincarnated demon. According to secret royal records, there was a man who had done the honka-honka with demons. And there have been rare cases of people showing demonic traits. On top of that, no one really knows the secret of the royal insignia that Haruto has. Also Flay, being a demon, is always following Haruto. Margrave's wife is in denial and says that Haruto is a normal boy. Margrave also promises to raise him like a normal happy child no matter what happens. Charlotte was supposed to be sleeping next to them. She overhears everything. She also thinks that there's no way Haruto could be a demon. Then she goes to sleep again. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.